Hello, I'm Gary York, corruptionbehindbars.com, and thank you for watching my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, and if you see anything interesting on any of my videos regarding corrections and corruption and corrections training. Tonight I would like to discuss a topic that only comes around when someone honest reports a wrongdoing among their fellow employees, and they receive retaliation for reporting, or retaliation from management or their fellow officers. And that topic tonight is the correlation between corrupt officers and whistleblower protection. Today, April 25th, 2018, we are learning from the media that 14 former Department of Corrections employees from a South Carolina prison have been indicted for smuggling cell phones and drugs. Officials also believe that those cell phones and drugs are an important cause, or played a big role in the former riot that we had, the nation's highest prison riot death toll in 25 years at Lee Correctional Institution. Also, we learned in April 13th out of Memphis, Tennessee, that 2 Memphis police officers were arrested for taking money from drug dealers and aiding them in bringing contraband into the city of Memphis. And one of the Memphis police officials made the following statement, and I'm going to take it as a quote from the media. We know that the media doesn't always get everything right, but I want to read it as quoted from the media. A director of the Memphis Police Department said, "We don't care what your profession is, and we don't care who you are. If you break the law and are involved in illegal activity, we are going to stop you." This is in regards to the 2 Memphis police officers working with drug dealers. I think that's a really great statement, and I love to hear management say things like that. Instead of making excuses or trying to cover it up, I love it when they come out and say, "We will handle this, we will take care of business, and we will take swift action and do whatever we need to do with these officers who have tainted the image of the honest officers." Now, this subject has come about in many states, and it's even hit the news. It's hit the news in Florida very big one time, when several prison employees, including some prison inspectors, were reporting wrongdoings in the Florida prison system, and they were retaliated against. Some were moved, some were placed in different job positions, some were transferred to other areas. And as generous as legislature allows, legislature encourages that honest officers report wrongdoings of corrupt officers. The Whistleblower Protection Act even says that you cannot be retaliated against, you cannot be transferred, you cannot get demoted, your pay will not be reduced, and you will be free from retaliation. Well, that's fine and dandy that the legislature has put that into law. But let's be honest. How many of you out there know or have heard of cases where the agency does not follow that law? They still retaliate against a whistleblower. Call them a snitch. Instead of thanking a person who is telling the agency of wrongdoings, trying to save the agency embarrassment and later on with the media, instead of trying to follow up on the officer's allegations and see if the allegations are true and correct, instead of doing that, they would rather retaliate against the officer, try to find something on the officer to make them look untrustworthy and things of that nature. We've all seen it. We all know what goes on. We all know that, unfortunately, in some areas, in some institutions, there are or is still a good old boy system, and rather than nip the problem in the butt when an honest officer reports wrongdoings, they would rather stick their head in the sand, pretend like it's not happening. Oh, so-and-so, that could never be doing that type of thing. That would never occur with that person. And just ignore the situation or even cover it up. And then make the officer trying to do the right thing look bad. We have to come out of the ashes. If we don't come out of the ashes and start listening to some of our people when they report corrupt officers, and if we don't stop trying to cover up corruption so our agency doesn't look bad or get bad reputation, we need to nip it in the butt. This statement by the Memphis police director is great. He got out there and said, we're going to take care of these people. And, you know, I almost said criminals, but they're not. They're innocent until proven guilty. So they just gave a statement. We're not going to play around. We're going to take care of business. If they're doing something wrong, let's take care of it. And that's what every agency should do. We should reward people, and I'm not saying with money or monetary value, but if officers come forward and say, Officer Smith is smuggling drugs into the prison, this is what I saw, this is what I heard, this is what I know, and an investigation is conducted and it is substantiated, and Officer Smith is arrested or terminated for bringing contraband into a prison, we don't have to have a big parade, but can't we thank the honest officer? That honest officer is protecting all the other honest officers. And hard-working, honest officers are sick and tired of their name and reputation being tainted by corrupt staff. The majority of officers are honest, hard-working. They work a full, long career, 25, 30 years, and they're sick of being disgraced by these bad apples. So management, why can't we listen sometimes to the people on the front line telling you something is going on? Stop sticking your head in the sand. Stop being afraid of the media and face the media. And tell the media you'll take care of your problems. You don't need their news reports to handle the situation later when it's too late, and let the media take control. Now the media has control of the agency's reputation. Why doesn't the agency like to take control of a situation from within before it blossoms into a big media production? So, if any of you out there have ever had a situation where you've reported wrongdoings and you were retaliated against, please let us know. Please make comments. Please let us know if you don't have that problem at your agency. But before we can earn the respect of the community and the people that give us the position of trust, we must take care of our problems from within before they blossom into a problem for the media and the television. And one thing that I've always said is, let's don't be scared of these stories. They're happening. They're going to come out anyway. People say, don't talk about that. You're making us look bad. Don't talk about corruption. Well, I can wait until it comes out on the media and talk about it, or I can talk to you folks out there now and say, hey, can't we solve the problem before it gets to the media? But we can't bury our head in the sand and pretend like things aren't happening. So let's just tell the truth, tell it like it is, and let's start taking care of business. What do you think about this topic, the correlation between corrupt officers and whistleblower protection, or the correlation between corrupt officers and honest officers reporting wrongdoings of corrupt officers, or corrupt prison staff? It doesn't have to be officers. We know that we have a lot of civilians that work in the prison as well. Thank you for listening. I try to keep it at 10 minutes. CorruptionBehindBars.com is out, and I'll see you on the next video. Please please subscribe to my channel and also my Facebook, corruptionbehindbars.com. Thank you. Good night.